The cancer journey. Everyone's cancer journey is different, but there are many aspects that are similar, and if my story helps just one person, then I am happy to share that journey with you. There were two main parts to my diagnosis. Mental aspects. The unknown tends to make our minds race. Waiting on results is always a worrying time, feeling as you're not in control. What everyone around you thinks and says, how do I tell my family? When do I tell them? Some friends may start distancing themselves as they don't know what to say. Physical aspects. The effects cancer is currently having on your current life. Your treatment program and possible side effects. Travel to and from hospital. Reduced sleep due to worry. What we can do to help ourselves. There are always parts of our cancer journey that we will be unable to control. However, there are certain things we can do to increase not only the chances of our treatment being more successful, but to give us the confidence and knowledge that we are maximizing our chances as well as improving our quality of life. Following is a few things that helped me on my own cancer journey. Getting support. I was always the strong one of the family. My initial concern was for everyone around me, and I felt it important to make sure they had proper support in case the worst came to the worst. I also needed to accept support myself, and having someone and a place to go where I could talk about my feelings when they got on top of me helped immensely. My biggest learning curve was to understand it was okay to be not okay, and to accept help when required. Sources of support and information will be given at the end of this presentation. Coping mechanisms. My mind used to race on a lot of what-ifs. It still does to a certain extent. This was the natural way for my brain to sort through what was happening to my body. I would run through different scenarios in my mind to prepare for the worst-case scenario. However, I soon found this made me feel worse, so I employed a few strategies to help when my brain started to race away with itself. These became part of my mental routine and helped a lot during a lot of the stressful times in my own journey. Starting to realize that what I was worrying about may not actually happen. My brain automatically thought the worst even though the result might actually be good. This was helpful when waiting on test results. Acknowledge what I was thinking at that time and make a conscious decision to put time aside to look at these thoughts when I would have support and proper information at hand. This was especially helpful for those nights when my brain would not let me sleep. Use valid sources of information. Google was a nightmare for me. Every time I looked at it, I ended up in tears. I learned to steer clear as there was so much misinformation online. Instead, using valid sources of information from sources mentioned at the end of this presentation. Mindfulness and breathing exercises. I used these to try and still my mind and brain from racing away from itself. This was also useful during long stays in hospital. Try and take the journey one step at a time. Only look at what is in front of you currently and look at the next step ahead of you at that time. Activity. I found it hard to keep active, especially during chemo and when I felt tired. However, as well as keeping myself physically fit for my operation ahead, it was mentally good to achieve something, no matter how small. Activity also produces endorphins, which is the happy hormone, and getting out into nature lifted my spirits. The key was not to overdo it, as I could never do as much as I felt I could. Sleep. During treatment, our bodies are going through a lot and need natural time to heal and restore itself. Sleep is also good for our minds, as we don't think straight when we are overly tired. With various mental and physical challenges during my journey, there were many times sleep was elusive. This is normal. There are various techniques to help you sleep, But remember, the idea is to relax and restore your body. So even if you are lying relaxing, it is having a positive effect. Relaxing music, reading books, and other relaxing activities before going to bed all help relax the body and still the mind. Nutrition. Good nutrition was a particular challenge for me as I had esophageal cancer. During various stages of treatment, I was limited in what I could eat. However, it was especially important to maintain a healthy diet to keep me fighting fit for my treatment. It gave me the building blocks to repair my body during chemo and after my operation. You are what you eat, and ask to speak to a dietitian for additional support if needed. It is amazing the additional tips they have. There is so much misinformation on the internet about food and cancer. The amount of people who said to eat this or not eat that or use natural remedies was unbelievable. Some natural remedies can interfere with your chemo, so please, it really is worth taking proper advice. This brings us to the end of this video. Thank you.